Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a great day. It is April 28th, and today I'm back with a video. Today I'm going to be talking about today's severe weather event. We have an enhanced risk for the majority of central Texas. You can see it right here, and I'm also going to be talking about what kind of severe weather we could see tomorrow and Friday, and also about next week quickly. Um, so yeah, we can see today we do have an enhanced risk for areas of central Texas, Fort Worth, Denton, Flower Mound, North Richland Hills, and Bedford, Texas are cities in that. We have a large slight risk that goes into southwestern Missouri all the way down to the Texas-Mexico border. And we have another slight risk in Ohio, PA, and New York. So, pretty big area with the severe weather risk today. We have two 5% tornado risks, one right here and one down here. And we do have a 2% in the northeast. 15% winds, and a 30 sig hail. Our enhanced risk is for hail. Now, right now, it is pretty active as I'm making this video. I have a tornado warning in Oklahoma. Let me make this full screen. And so with this little supercell right over Longtown, this area is under a flash flood warning and a tornado warning. A lot of heavy rain. You can see this little supercell right here. Decent rotation right to the northeast of Longtown. If you play the radar, it went right through Longtown. So if we did not touch down. But yeah, we did have a tornado warning in Missouri, but it looks like that has expired. Let's see if there's a CC drop with this. Doesn't look like there's a CC drop, but nevertheless, there is some strong rotation with that. And it is radar indicated, so nobody's confirmed it yet, but has decent looking. So delta velocity. Actually, really that's not bad. Around maybe 90 miles per hour, so definitely not bad. Now, yeah, that's really that's the only tornado warning we had. Now, yesterday was a very active day. Like I said yesterday, tornado environment didn't look great for really strong or really widespread tornadoes, but we did see a very photogenic tornado yesterday, and a few of them. Now we had a bunch of tornado reports we can see in western Texas yesterday, and in total yesterday we had 10 tornado reports. That's not bad. We had a tornado in Colorado, actually I think a few, and we did have a few in Texas, so very interesting. And we also did have one in southern Oklahoma. One of these was a large tornado. It's pretty active yesterday and today so far. It's been pretty active as well. Today's tornado threat looked better widespread. I think today we have a more widespread tornado threat, but tornado we haven't really had any tornadoes yet today. We do have a tornado warning right now in eastern Oklahoma that could be producing. The velocity with this doesn't look terrible. It's not insanely tight or anything, but that is it looks decent. So yeah, we have an enhanced risk for today. Let's go ahead and look at the models. So this is this afternoon, 500 millibar winds. We can see nice upper level low. Really in southwestern New Mexico. Nice. This just looks like a classic plain severe weather setup, to be honest. We can see just nice. There's nice looking 500 millibar winds. This looks great, to be honest. Kind of classic. This would be the area to really watch. Not that far north, but really this area. And we're going to be watching the chance for some severe weather, even as far north as the northeast today. So, pretty interesting. Now let's go to composite, let's go to reflectivity. And I want to zoom in on our enhanced risk because we're gonna take some soundings and see what kind of environment we have. Maybe if there's gonna be a tornado threat, I think we're gonna see a little bit of a tornado threat today. This is 23Z, and wow, the HRRR is really going hard on this. Several supercells tracking right through central Texas. Take a sounding with those. That's contaminated. Let me get a new one. That's been a problem recently. Tornado environment with those doesn't seem to be high, but I think one of those could produce a tornado. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a tornado in this area or that area later. Definitely large hail. I do think we're going to see a tornado, maybe, not that's too far east, but maybe this area. And HRRR indicates more cells up in this area also. Take a sounding with those. Um, that is contaminated. This has been a problem the past couple of days. It's contamination with these soundings, but these shear profiles aren't bad. Hodo doesn't look bad either. But that little bit of a tornado threat maybe up there in Oklahoma also. Likely 2% risk. Take one right with this supercell right there. Yeah, you're not going to have a tornado threat with that, really. Take one in southern Texas. And shear profiles of this are supportive of maybe a 2% risk. If anything that happens, there could be. I think you could see something. Nothing. I don't think you're going to see much. I do think we're going to see two areas of a tornado threat today. Like really this area, and then this area down here in southern Texas. Skip ahead to 000. This is 7 p.m. now. You can see we have our supercell right here moving east, still very isolated. But I mean, their shear profiles aren't good at all. Let's take one in northern Oklahoma where we have more storms. That's contaminated. This is becoming a little bit of a problem. Marginal severe sounding shear profiles aren't good. I don't think we're going to see much of a tornado threat in this area. It doesn't look very good. This cell, though, could produce some significant sized hail. Any of these today in Texas. Take one kind of right around Dallas. Yeah, that would support a 2% to 5% risk from the SPC. Hodo doesn't look good, but I think you would have a little bit of a tornado threat with this in this area. And see, HRRR indicates a hailer in southern Texas, where we have our other a little bit more of a tornado threat. Kind of a second area to watch. Shear profiles of this look decent. We have plenty of instability, not even that capped. And Hodo doesn't look bad either. I mean, overall, I do think we're going to see a tornado today. I think we're either going to see one in this area, or we're going to see one in this area down here. Those are kind of the two areas I'm watching. The SPC kind of also agrees with this, with their 5% today. We go to the SPC outlook. We have one up here, one down here. And maybe even some cells. This is 7 p.m. Maybe some supercells trying to get going, like maybe across the Ohio Valley. This doesn't look like a great. This kind of looks disorganized, but take a sounding right here. Yeah, no. Tornado threat, maybe 2% risk. That's it, though. Let's take one further to the south. You would have a little bit of a tornado threat, maybe even a 5% with that. Let's go back to the, or no, but maybe a 5% in Tennessee. Northern Missouri, we can see HRRR indicates a line. That looks to be mainly not much of a tornado with that. Take a look at central Ohio. Really just hail and damaging winds. You're not going to get it. That's not supportive of tornadoes. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think we're going to see tornadoes in this area at all. Maybe, yeah, 2% risk. Some of these soundings aren't bad for tornadoes. Maybe like a 2%, which the SPC already has. I think we could see a tornado maybe in this area here. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem, though. I do think we could see something down here also. Let's go up to the northeast, because the northeast also has a severe weather risk. We're going to go back down to the south, though. We can see this is 000Z. We got to go earlier in the afternoon, 21Z. A few isolated storms look to be kind of scattered. All right, with this sounding likely, definitely a large hail and damaging winds. That's about it, though. Not really much of a tornado threat. Take one by Binghamton, and once again, not much of a tornado threat. Very elevated also. It's likely just large hail and damaging winds. Go back to 7 p.m. We can see HRRR even indicates some strong storms making it into Connecticut. Take a sounding with that. Have to take it far to the south, though. Yeah, you're not going to have a tornado threat with that. Likely just some gusty winds, maybe some smaller hail. I do agree with the SPC's slight risk in this area, though. I think that was a good call. I think this area, I think the marginal risk should probably end around the New York-Connecticut border. I think that's what the severe weather threat as these storms move into Connecticut is going to go down quickly. Um, and yeah, so let's go back down to the South Central U.S. We're going to continue. So this is now 10 p.m. HRRR indicates a lot of nasty storms going through maybe Fort Smith, Arkansas, down to Dallas. A lot of big hail in Texas, though. Some of these storms are going to produce some significant sized hail. And that's contaminated. Let me get a new one. That is also contaminated. This is really becoming a problem. Let's do one in northeastern Texas. Alright, with this sounding, shear profiles aren't very good. HODA doesn't look great either, but 2% tornado risk. It's not, or no, it's not elevated, but 2% tornado risk for sure. That's about it, though. Maybe a little bit of a tornado threat. Take one in Oklahoma with this other line. And yeah, no tornado, no tornado threat really. Likely just hail and some damaging winds. But South Texas does look good though, especially for large hail. I mean, lapse rates are very good. Instabilities are really good also. So I think really this area right here has a chance of seeing some significant sized hail. Even to the east has a chance of seeing hail, and probably will see some hail further to the east, but doesn't look to be as large as further to the west. And overall, I do think we're probably going to see a few tornadoes today. Really 3 spots I would watch. Let me zoom out to do this. 3 spots I want to watch is this area, maybe a little bit further to the south. Let me go back here. This area and this area. Those are the 3 areas I want to watch for. Maybe some a chance of actually getting a decent tornado. Now, when I mean decent tornado, I mean like I guess a photogenic tornado, one that's not insanely rain wrapped. Now some of these, if we do get a tornado like yesterday, it could be rain wrapped, but it might be decent to chase. But these are the 3 areas I would watch. If I had to choose, I'd probably do this middle one, just because it's closer to everything. This is really far in South Texas, and this one doesn't look as good. Yeah, so that is today. Now I want to go ahead to tomorrow, because tomorrow, this is day 2. This is Thursday. We have a marginal risk that goes from PA down into Texas. So let's go out to tomorrow afternoon on the HRRR here. And 19Z, we can see a complex of storms in northwestern Louisiana. I want to take a sounding right there. And overall, shear profiles are not terrible, and overall this would actually be supportive of tornadoes. 5% risk, I'd say, with that. I think this is what we have right now. I think we're going to see a slight risk issued for definitely this area, the southern part of this. And I think it could be for tornadoes also. 5% risk could be issued. As it's further east, this is 21Z now. This is around 3 to 4 p.m. Still a tornado threat continuing. Not as great, though. And we can see a line of storms up here in PA. Let's take a sounding. Maybe a little bit of a tornado threat. Likely, that would be a 2% sounding. But tornado threat does exist. Let's take one in Tennessee. In Tennessee, I don't think we're gonna. At 3 to 4. This doesn't look good for tornadoes at all. This is at 21Z though, so let's go to 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. We have a line of storms going through southern New York, PA, down in the West Virginia. The most interesting activity that looks to be in Texas and Oklahoma, not Texas and Oklahoma, Texas and Louisiana. Let's take a sounding in Louisiana. I mean, this is not terrible. We have decent looking shear profiles. HODA looks okay. That would be a 2% sounding, I think. Kind of close to 5%, though. Decent instability. With that, I definitely think we're going to get a slight risk issued for this area here, maybe. Or I'm just going to say eastern Texas and maybe northern Louisiana also. Take one down in Texas though, or down further to the south. You're not gonna have a tornado threat. Likely just hail and damaging winds in this area. But I do think we're gonna see the chance of some tornadic activity in this area tomorrow. But yeah, now Friday, we have a general thunderstorm, nothing too interesting, and then day 4 through 8, we have really nothing from the SPC. So we're gonna go to the GFS and let's look at next week and this weekend. So Saturday afternoon, or is this just Saturday evening? You can see we have a low around the four corners. Not pretty calm pattern for really the whole U.S. Let's bring in some moisture in the southern, or in Texas and Louisiana. A little bit of rain, maybe some thunderstorms. Doesn't look to be great though. Let's go to 500 millibar winds and maybe a little bit of a severe weather threat across this area Saturday. Let's take a look at some other things also. Let's take a look at surface-based Cape. Instability is kind of there. Okay. Let's look at LCL heights. All right. Just kind of looking at some stuff here. Determine if we're going to have a severe weather threat on Saturday in Texas. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't seem like, it seems like I think Saturday we could see some kind of severe weather threat, mainly in this area. That area looks the best. And I do think we'll see a little bit of a severe weather threat. I'd say probably marginal. It doesn't look like a great setup, but we will have a low, or an upper level low, cutoff low. It could bring the chance of some severe weather on Saturday to areas of Texas. Now, Sunday, it gets much more active for much of the central U.S. You can see our low moves into Oklahoma. We have a ton of moisture that comes up into the Midwest, the northern plains, a lot of rain. And let's see if we're going to have any thunderstorms. So, first thing we're going to look at is surface-based Cape. And we have a lot of it, stretching all the way up into Nebraska, over a very large area. Take a look at 500 millibar winds. Yeah, that looks trash. That looks not trash, but that looks pretty bad. Looks like the severe weather threat Sunday in this area. With that cutoff low, it's not really even a cutoff low anymore. Looks like it's going to go down pretty quickly. For Sunday, we could see a marginal risk, but overall, Sunday doesn't look to be the best day for really the whole U. It doesn't look to be good for really the. I don't think we're going to see a severe weather outbreak. Let's go to Kansas. Yeah, that's not terrible, but overall, I don't think we're going to see too much. And any storms that gets going in Colorado or that area will likely be elevated. I want to take some soundings in the Midwest, though, where we have our warm front. Doesn't seem to be much of a severe weather threat, but I do think we're going to see something Sunday, and I do think it's just going to be a marginal risk, maybe a slight. That's about it, though. No tornado outbreaks or anything like that. Monday now. This is the start of the week. 3 lows. Let's go back to the 060s. Here the 060 had pretty similar thing, okay? We have kind of 3 lows. We have one in the Northeast, one in the Midwest, and one in the southern or rest of plains. That could actually bring some significant snow to areas of Colorado Monday. And this doesn't look terrible for maybe some thunderstorm activity in this area. Likely be not, I'm not going to say elevated, not much of a tornado threat. They'll likely just hail with those. And then up in this area, we have some storms. Let's take a sounding in central Illinois. It's maybe marginal risk, yeah. And yeah, so this is, once again, Monday, I don't think we're going to see anything too significant. Tuesday evening, once again, not a great pattern, but the South is getting into one of those active patterns again with a lot of moisture, and it's kind of the afternoon thunderstorm season starts to get going. We can see that's marginal severe. It's kind of what we normally see in the summer in the South. Some isolated severe storms, and in Kentucky we can see maybe even a severe weather risk up there. not enough for a marginal risk though. I mean, Tuesday I think we're gonna see something maybe for the south. Overall, it doesn't look great, but maybe a general thunderstorm. I don't even think it's gonna go marginal, but this is far out though. This is 6 days out. As we get closer to this, it could eventually go marginal. It's kind of hard to tell this far out. Now Wednesday, we actually have a low in North Carolina with a lot of storms across Georgia, even back into Texas. Let's take a sounding in southwest Georgia. Yeah, not good. Likely just thunderstorms. Take one in South Carolina. This might be contaminated. All right. Yeah, likely just thunderstorms. Those doesn't even look that good. Let's take one in Mississippi though. That's further to the south, and we have more instability. And we do maybe a severe weather event in the south on Wednesday, and maybe even extending into Texas. Let's take a sounding there. Yeah, that could support some large hail. But maybe I'd say next. This is Wednesday. I'd say next Wednesday this area could be the area to watch. That's far out though, so let's just say the south right now. Yeah, let's just say the south. Take a look at let's go a little bit further. We're not really gonna look at too much here. This is May 6th now. GFS even indicating some snow for areas in New York. That's kind of late in the season for that. Friday. Dang, that's Friday evening. That's not this Friday though. That's May 7th. So very far out. That would be a plain severe weather event likely. Doesn't look too significant though. I mean, it doesn't look to be a classic setup. Let's just take some soundings. This is very far out though. So this is kind of just for fun. Not much of a, maybe a little bit of a tornado threat, but this is far out though. So we're not really gonna go. We're not really gonna look at that. Look too far into that, but it does look like we're gonna see a pretty calm week maybe next week, but maybe towards the end of the week or midweek next week, it could get a little more active for the south and then eventually the plains. But yeah, the wrap of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow, but yes, goodbye.